Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading, and I run the bias service at Simpler Trading, which is Bruce's income accumulation system. And I want to give you an example of a really cool, very unique trade that I did. I love to structure trades in a way that we have, of course, as little risk as possible and get a lot of bang for the buck. And what I did, we started this trade about 2 weeks ago. And what I'm doing, this is an end of the year trade for the SPX. Now we're looking at the ES here because I get a little more accurate charting from the ES. But we entered the trade right here when the market was selling off and it looked pretty bad. I was pretty confident we were going to get an end of the year Santa rally, that kind of thing. And the expected move actually put us up to 4900 on the SPX. And as you can see here, I've got my voodoo lines up and we've got a big tree line there, which is a huge magnet at 4808. So I was targeting 4800 with kind of a backstop at 4900. Again, very unique trade. I want to show you the structure here. So let's jump in and I'll show you what we did. So I set this trade up again. We set this up for 31 December. This is the end of the year. When I'm recording this video right now, it's December 15th. So you may be watching this around this time, or maybe after the new year, or maybe 6 months from now. I don't know. It'll be on YouTube. But again, we set this up about 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how this thing's going to turn out yet. But again, it's a super cool structure. So check this out. So I started with, I did a broken wing butterfly at 4900 to get my costs down. And I thought we were going to be able to actually get this thing for a credit, but I was not able to get filled for a credit, but I got a 10-cent debit. So this trade, and I only did 5 contracts here. I was sizing this for the bias account at Simpler Trading. And this trade, if we do not get up to the 4900 area, this trade loses 50 bucks. If we happen to get up to 4900, the trade over here, the trade makes $12,000. You risk 50 to make 12,000. That in itself is a pretty cool trade, and that's a broken wing butterfly. That's pretty straightforward. We all use those. I think if you're trading, there's our break even on the upside, and there's our ultimate risk. Of course, up here is 5,000 bucks. If we were to overshoot this thing, the expected move said we had a good chance to getting to 4,900. It was like 4,889, something like that. And this thing pulled back, and now I don't think that's a high probability. But we would never let it get up here to this kind of loss anyway. We would start monitoring it here, and as you came down the slope of this butterfly, we would just close the trade. And check this out. At the upper end, yeah, it'd be $1,000. So I guess you could say, in the worst case scenario, the market rips higher to 200 points, 300 points, whatever. You pull the plug on up here, you lose 5, 6, 7, 800 bucks, whatever. But that doesn't worry me. And so I wanted to target 4,800, so I added a butterfly at 4,800. So now here is our structure. And as you can see, by adding that butterfly, I only did 2 contracts, $4.15, and I did get filled on all of these. We all did in a bias account. So we're risking 880 bucks. If we're sitting at 4,800, we make 9,000 bucks. If we continue to go up here, we make 11,000 bucks. So that's pretty good. We've got a nice area right here that we're targeting, 4750 to 4850. It's 100 points of width right here. And then this 4880 to 4920 is a little more narrow. We've got 50 points here. This T+1 line will come up, and we actually would still be okay in between these 2 flies. But here is the structure of the flies. We've got a regular fly on the downside. We've got a broken wing on the upside. So that alone is a very cool trade. So what happened is we started bouncing up here. You see that green candle right there? And we bounced up into that skyline there at 4707. And when we did that, we took this butterfly off. We bought it for $4.15. We sold it for $8.25. And we did get filled there, right? So now, check this out. We got a $770 profit. Cannot lose money on the downside. In fact, if we don't do anything, and we don't go up here, we make 770 bucks. So that's pretty cool. And I was looking at that going, I'm pretty happy with that. That's 770 bucks. We really had tiny baby risk on this thing. But I still want to keep this on in case we go ripping up here to 4,900 and we still make 12,000 bucks. But now we get paid to take that risk, right? Or no risk, the risk is on the upside. And again, we pull the plug up here now with this embedded profit. Check out our loss up here is $200, $400, piece of cake. Great trade when you can do them like this. And we do this on other structures as well, diagonals and calendars and all that kind of stuff. But so what I did today on the 15th, today, and again, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I said, you know what? In looking at our expected move now is 173 points. This really only gets us to 4,800. So I'm really thinking we're going to get to 4,800 by the end of the year. So guess what? We put our 4,800 butterfly back on, but in order to keep the cost down, we went from a 47.50 to a 47.60 and a 48.50 to a 48.40. So we narrowed the butterfly down slightly to reduce the cost, and we actually added an extra contract on there by doing that. And so now we have a whopping $200 loss if it goes down. The market just tanks, we lose 200 bucks. Totally fine with that, right? Got to look at our risk reward. So we're risking $200 here. If we're sitting at 4,800, which I think we will, we make 11,720 bucks. That's pretty good, right? Up here, we still make 12,000 bucks. So we've kind of beefed this thing back up, and we really use this embedded profit to kind of pay for this butterfly here. So now we can be between there, really in here, honestly, because this T+1 line, you see how that's above your expiration line? You would still make money here. It wouldn't be that much, maybe $500-600 bucks, but it would still make money. But between here and here is where we make the big money, and between here and here is where we make the big money. And I am targeting 4,800 here. And if we look real quick, let me show you this at 4,800. The open interest is 18,000, and it's been building. I've been watching it. And if we look at SPY for 31 December, check that out, 61,000. We're going to be at 4,800 at the end of the year. That's a huge magnet. I will be surprised if we're not there by the end of the year. Expected move gets us right there or close to it. It's a huge magnet. I think it's a really good shot at getting up there. Again, I thought you would want to see this very unusual trade. I like to build trades as I go. I manage by the Greek, so I'm always watching the Greeks here, kind of seeing what my exposure is on the trade. We got tiny Vega, which is our volatility exposure. We got pretty flat delta. This is a great trade, and again, tiny risk for big payoff here. I think we'll be here, and this trade will be worth 10,000-11,000 bucks, and it'll be high five, and of course that's New Year's Eve, and we'll pop some champagne, and it'll be great, right? So if you want to know how to do this stuff, join us at Simpler Trading in the bias room. And we do these kind of things all the time. We use different other type trades, of course. I'm using a lot of calendars and diagonals now because that's working very well, has been for the last couple of years. And we had a fantastic year last year. We're having a really good year this year as well. So again, if you want to know more about this, I'm sure there's going to be a link down below. You can click, and I'm going to try to be doing more. We do these trades all the time. I'm going to start trying to do more videos and get them out there posted just as creative ideas and things you can use. If you see this video soon, you can add this. You can do this same trade. You could absolutely take this trade. You could still do it. You have a little more risk, but that's okay. I don't know that I would do the 4,900, but you could still do this one. Still looks good to me. Anyway, I hope this helps. Hope it makes sense. If I can help you, reach out to me at Simpler Trading. It's Bruce at simplertrading.com, or better yet, join us in the bias room where we do these every day and go through them and explain them and all that kind of stuff. So again, hope this was helpful. Hope it makes sense, and we shall see what happens. If you're watching this after December 31st, I may have egg on my face because we're down here, but if we do, guess what? Lose 200 bucks. Not a big deal. If we're up here, again, high five. It's going to be awesome. So we shall see. So thanks for the time. I really appreciate it. Take care, and look to see you at the next video. Thanks.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me